Exact values are obviously a huge part of the higher course, so you have to be very familiar with these and you have to be comfortable with them. A few lessons ago, we looked at our related acute angles, where we use our cast diagram to help us find angles that we didn't necessarily know straight away. So things like sine 135, we found something similar to that, and then we worked our way through our cast diagram to help us find our exact value without our calculator. And our addition formulae is another method of doing this. So, for example, if you have sine 15, we don't know the exact value of sine 15. However, keeping in mind that we do have some exact values that we know. So, for example, we know sine of 60 and we know sine of 45, and we know that 60 minus 45 gives us our 15. We can rewrite it as that. So using our expansions, that's going to be sine of 60, cos 45. Our sine as a takeaway, we're going to keep it the same because it's a sine expansion, and we've got cos 60, sine 45. All of the values we should know. So sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. Cos 45 is 1 over root 2. And we're taking away cos of 60, which is a half, and sine of 45, which is 1 over root 2. We wouldn't leave it like that. We need to simplify it and get it as a single fraction. So we've got root 3 over 2 root 2. So remember, top times top over bottom times bottom. And we're taking away 1 over 2 root 2. Then think back to your algebraic fractions from National 5. We're just going to rewrite this as root 3 minus 1 over 2 root 2. So using that 2 root 2 as our common denominator. And that is our exact value of sine 15. This next one, we're working through the exact same way, but obviously this time it's in radians. Now, if you're still not 100% comfortable using radians, remember you can change it to degrees. That might help you a little bit, but please make sure that you're trying to write it out in radians as much as possible. Try and get familiar with these as quickly as you can. So, cos of 5 pi over 12. 5 pi over 12 is the equivalent to 75 degrees. So, using our degrees, because we're more familiar with them, to make 75, we know exact values for 45 and for 30, and if we combine them, we would get our 75. So I'm going to rewrite this as cos 45 degrees, which is pi over 4 in terms of radians, plus 30, which is pi over 6 in radians. Okay, so I've related it back to degrees, but I haven't actually written out degrees. I've kept it in radians. Using my expansion, we've now got cos pi over 4, cos pi over 6. The sign in the middle is a plus, so it's changing to a subtraction. And we've got sine pi over 4 and sine pi over 6. So the exact values for all of them. Cos pi over 4 is 1 over root 2. Cos pi over 6 is root 3 over 2 minus 1 over root 2, which is sine pi over 4, and sine pi over 6 is a half. Need to simplify it, so it could go down to root 3 over 2 root 2 minus 1 over 2 root 2, and that's going to give us root 3 minus 1 over 2 root 2. So we actually get the same answer for sine 15 as we do for cos 5 pi over 12.